Hey, what's up, you guys? Great to have you back on the show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is again going to be a little bit different. I mean, the segment is called NBA Questions with Sean David, which is basically me answering NBA questions that a friend of mine sent me. So pictures with all kind of old school questions. So if you like this kind of episodes, do me a favor, post it underneath the comments so I know that you want more of this, or if I should completely cut it out, because this is still kind of a project. Anyway, enough said, let's start the video. Alright, now let's have a look at the first question. How many rings would this duo win? Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan. Okay, first things first, Shaquille O'Neal looks really weird in that Chicago Bulls uniform. Of course, it would be really successful. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the most dominant players, maybe the most dominant player who ever played in the NBA. But still, to be honest, I still prefer Scottie Pippen on Michael Jordan's side. It just looks really weird. Of course, they would have won many championships, maybe even more than Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. But still, if I would have the opportunity to choose, I would still go for Scottie Pippen, because that was just... That's how I know it. That's how I love it. I wouldn't want to change a thing, even if they could have been more successful. Still, a very interesting question. So next, prime Dwight Howard versus prime Patrick Ewing. Oh, I thought it was Shaq. Patrick Ewing. Okay, Patrick Ewing. Easy, easy. I don't want to take anything away from Dwight Howard, because while he was playing for the Orlando Magic, he was really good. I mean, I'm not pretty sure, but I think he won 4 times or 3 times the Defensive Player of the Year award, and he was still putting up like 20 points per game, so a very good player at that time. But still, Patrick Ewing, I mean, that guy carried a franchise, and even though I was a big New York Knicks fan, talent-wise, the Knicks weren't the greatest team. They had some of the greatest fighters and enforcers and players that really played their heart out on the floor, like John Starks and Charles Oakley. But talent-wise, the New York Knicks were never one of the better teams in the league. And Patrick Ewing still made them a title contender, even brought them to the NBA Finals in 1994. So Patrick Ewing, to me, is by far the better player. So not even a question. Next. Oh, start, bench, or cut with Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, and Kevin Garnett. Okay, that is a mean one. That is very mean. Oof. The thing is, in my heart, I know that Charles Barkley probably would have to be the player that gets cut, but still, I was such a huge Charles Barkley fan, and not only was I a huge fan, I think that guy was way better than people give him credit for. I mean, that guy was 6'3" or 6'4". He claims that he was 6'4", but in reality he was 6'3", and still averaging like 13 or 14 rebounds, and in certain seasons averaging like 25 to 27 points, having 4 assists a game, also more than 1 block a game. So that guy was incredible at his peak, and yeah, I always have a hard time when I see that some of the younger folks just make fun of Charles, and I mean, yeah, that guy is funny and also very entertaining, but you shouldn't forget that this guy was really a sensational basketball player. Really, probably the best, top 3 undersized player of all time. So, Karl Malone and Kevin Garnett, of course, are also some of the best players who ever played the game. So, this is really tough, and it really hurts, but oh man. Okay, you guys also would have to, with that question, you guys also would have to post your decision underneath the video. I really want to hear that. Oh man, I can't place Kevin Garnett. I would go with Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett, and then Charles Barkley. And oh man, I could also easily go with Kevin Garnett, Karl Malone, and Charles Barkley. Oh man, no matter how you do it, I could live with it. You know what? I don't want to answer that question. I'm really sorry, but it hurts. I can't leave Charles Barkley after this. I just can't do it. Not being able to. No, I'm not gonna able to be. No, I can't. No, I can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry. Next. 101 game to 21. Who's gonna win? Larry Bird or Kevin Durant? Oh, come on, man. Actually, once this video is over, I really got to call my buddy and tell him that those are mean questions. Because of course, in a one-on-one, Kevin Durant is going to win. I mean, Larry Bird was never a one-on-one player. Larry Bird was so incredible because he was such a great and smart basketball player in general. It has nothing to do with his one-on-one skills. So, yeah, that one hurts. Again, yes, Kevin Durant will win that, but, and that's the main thing, if I would have to choose who I would rather have on my team or who I would start my franchise with, everything else, that one will go to Larry Bird, okay? I mentioned it earlier in a couple of other videos. Larry Bird, to me, is actually the second best player of all time. And yes, I understand that actually might be rubbish, but I just love that guy. I love players who aren't physically gifted but still figure out a way how to be productive. So yes, Larry Bird is my all-time favorite player, number 2, right after MJ. The best player at each category, all-time edition. Okay, best scorer, Kobe Bryant? No. Kobe Bryant is definitely one of the best players of all time, and even has a realistic chance to be in my top 10, but I'm not sure if he's the best scorer of all time. Especially in the last couple of years, I think there is a different development. I mean, James Harden, who would not make it in my top 10 of all time in general, but offensive skill-wise, yeah, he different type of animal. Best inside player, Shaquille O'Neal? No. Most dominant? Yes, but best inside player? No. I got Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, is my best inside player, simply because that guy was unstoppable. Not because he was physically gifted, but footwork wise and moves wise. Show me one player that had a better post game than Hakeem Olajuwon. That, to me, a good inside player needs to have a good post game. And Shaquille O'Neal has had a good game, but Hakeem Olajuwon is just unmatched. Best defender, Scottie Pippen. Good question again. Yes and no. Scottie Pippen, to me, is definitely one of the best defenders, but I would mention him in the same breath with Gary Payton, with Bill Russell, with Dennis Rodman. So I would have several guys at number 1, okay? So can't just give it to Scottie Pippen. So what else do we have here? Best point guard, Magic Johnson. I explained it recently. I always have a hard time placing one higher if it's Magic Johnson or John Stockton. John Stockton, to me, is more the traditional point guard, what I understand to be what a point guard is supposed to be. Magic Johnson was just something else. Some you can't even call him point guard. Point something. But yeah, if somebody would tell me that Magic Johnson is the best point guard of all time, I wouldn't even argue. But to me, I would have John Stockton. John Stockton is the better point guard to me. Magic Johnson is the better player to me, if that makes sense at all. So next, Boston Celtics. Oh, I love these. Build your starting lineup. 5 points, 3 points, 1 point. Okay, that's an easy one. Actually, that's an easy one. I would have to take Larry Bird. That's just that's just who I am. I have to take Larry Bird. So I got 5 points. And I would also have to take Bill Russell, the best team player of all time. So, okay, I'm allowed to take 15 points. Okay, I got 10 points down now already with 2 players, with Bill Russell and Larry Bird. Then I would take Kevin Garnett. I'm a power forward, so I got Bill Russell as my 5, Kevin Garnett as my 4, Larry Bird as my number 3. Oh, I already love that roster. So I got 13 points, so I got 2 points left. And I would take Ray Allen as my shooting guard and Rajon Rondo. Was Sam Jones a point guard? Shoot, was he a shooting guard or a point guard? Okay, before I embarrass myself, I'd rather check. I'm pretty sure that he was a point guard, but I just want to be sure. I mean, that guy played in the 50s, so I'm allowed to. Yeah, point guard. Okay. Yeah, then I take Sam Jones. I take Sam Jones over Rajon Rondo. That was an easy one. Oh, I actually like that team. That would be a nice team. What's more impressive? 8 straight final appearances or 6 out of 6 in the finals? Easy. And this is also something that when I have my typical barbershop arguments about who's the better player, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. 8 final appearances in a row is definitely incredible, but you also have to look what was the competition like. The Eastern Conference for many years was very, very weak, and sometimes it was so easy to make it to the NBA Finals. So if you would compare that to the time where Michael Jordan played in that era, you had so many great teams. As I already mentioned earlier, the New York Knicks weren't the best skill team, but they were really tough to play. You had the Boston Celtics, you had the Indiana Pacers, you had the Miami Heat at a certain time. You had the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys, obviously. So even making it to the finals was really, really difficult. And yeah. And winning against the Utah Jazz, the Seattle Supersonics, a team that had Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Detlef Schrempf, Nate McMillan, Hersey Hawkins, David Wingate, a stacked team. So definitely 6 out of 6 is way more impressive. So the second to last one. Oh, what if you can give only one of these NBA players a healthy career? Okay, that is also a very mean one. Derrick Rose, Brandon Roy, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady. All of them were incredible players and had super potential. The thing is with Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway and yeah, even Derrick Rose and Tracy McGrady, all of them still had a decent NBA career. A good NBA career, not as good as they could have been, but they had an NBA career. With Brandon Roy, I mean that guy, I really feel sorry for him because he only played like 4 seasons in the NBA. So, oh man, believe me, I really wish I could have seen Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill, and all of those guys, just to see how good they could have been would be really interesting. So the last one, no, that was the last one. Was that the last one? Let me double check. Yeah, that was the last one. Oh, again, that was so much fun. I really enjoyed. Yeah, I really enjoyed these. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video too. If you like these kind of episodes, just do me a favor, post underneath the comments, so I'll know if you want more of this or if that is totally not your cup of tea. Yeah, and I hope to see you next time. And peace out. Hey you guys, if you're active on Facebook, I can really recommend Open Court. As an NBA fan, you should find everything you need. If it's funny NBA videos, impressive highlights, or even NBA news, I check out Open Court every day.